Hi, this is Kevin Trainer. Welcome to my tutorial for part 4 of the coding assignment associated with chapter 14 in the Severance Python for Everybody book. And in part 4, what we're going to do is we're really going to demonstrate that client code doesn't have to change between the basic version of our class and the evolved version of our class. And that was very intentional. Okay, this approach to evolving your class to allow for greater encapsulation and control that you get with getters and setters that you sometimes get requirements for, and we kind of looked at what those kind of requirements might be. You don't want the client code that you have in place. I mean, you could have one or two or three or 300 or 500 or 5,000 programs that use that original version of the class. You do not want them to break. Okay? So here's what we're going to do. We're going to take our client code, okay, which is called River Miles List using Basic class, and we're going to copy it and create a rename version. We're going to paste it, and instead of Basic class, we're going to call it Evolved class. Evolved class. And this is exercise 4 of your assignment to do it on your stuff. Okay, and let's see. It doesn't say basic class up here anymore. Let's look at some of these things. Okay, so up here it doesn't say using basic class. It should say evolved. Evolved. Okay. And I really mean this. This could have evolved in several steps or one step, whatever. It's going to change over time as your requirements become greater. And then we say this. So, oh, you know what? We didn't change. We didn't say that it creates 3 different versions. We should have changed that on the last one. Okay, so hope you change that in yours. And this version uses the evolved version. Evolved version of the river class. Okay, good. So what do I have to change? From my basic rivers, let's just change where we're importing it from. My evolved rivers. Got a little too much help there. We're done. That's it. Okay? This should run as is. Okay? All of the code that worked before on the basic version, because of the method that we used to evolve the class, none of that code should break. And again, there might be a lot of it. We've just got one program, but there could be, again, 10, 20, 30, 50, 100, 1,000. Okay, you don't want to be breaking things as you add functionality to your class. Okay, so let's run this. Run as. And let's see a little stuff here. So let's use the regular old data file. Okay, so let's say we want to use river miles data.text. Whoosh. Work like a charm. Do you love that? Okay, so we can just import the new class instead of the old class, and we have broken one line of client code. And yet we've added a bunch of functionality. Now, we've unit tested that functionality. how can we test it in our client code? Well, what I'm going to do is I'm going to test with a version of this of the data file that is broken. Well, how's it broken? Well, let's just look at it. So again, this should be a part of your um, starter files. You should have a broken version of your data. And what we do is we just we exceed the value, in this case for the length of the river. So we just came in here and we said the Mississippi River was 5,202 miles long. That's not true. Okay. That's not going to fit into our class. Okay, so what would that look like? Well, let's run a test of our class again. Okay, and let's say we're going to feed it broken river miles data text, and we get it caught. Okay, so what happened? Well, we started out fine, and then we blew up. What did we blow up on? We blew up on an attribute error. So it says the length attribute may not be set to a value less than 0 or greater than 5,000. So we blew up on exactly the error that we thought. Okay, so we have to go back and clean the data, and then we'll run this again. Okay, this would be a typical thing this to do. This is how you would find dirty data. Okay. That's it. That's all done. So let's go admire our work again. Okay, so let's just run this test again with clean data. River miles data dot text, and let's just admire our work again. I'd like to do this from time to time. It should be embarrassing, but I never get over it. We didn't change a lick of that code. Okay. Yeah, we changed the import, but if in fact we were changing these things in place, we wouldn't be importing a different class. Our class would just have taken on some changes. So the client code would just be the same as it was. We were able to simulate that by changing the import. But this works just like when we use the basic version of the class. Now, could things evolve further? Okay, when we look at this evolved version of the class, does this have every fancy feature that Python classes can have? Where's river miles? My evolved river miles. No, it doesn't. I mean, it's got two fields. They both have been giving these kind of undercover getters and setters. Okay. Again, you can do these for one field and not the other. You can do them for the getters and not for the setters. But if you need a setter, you have to have the getter first. Okay. But for instance, when we were sorting, okay, we discovered that our class doesn't have a natural sort order. We could add further dundered methods here. One for less than. Well, we could probably get away with only less than, but you could implement less than, greater than, and equal to, and then it would have a natural sort order as well. Okay, so there's a lot of things that you can do. That's all what I would call intermediate Python. What we've done is we've here with this evolved version, we've gotten to the peak of beginner Python for custom classes. This is about as far as you go. Okay, and again, there are a lot of other things that you can do, but that's for another day. There's plenty of books, plenty of tutorials and all that kind of stuff around the net. There are courses as well. But here's where we're going to stop. So, again, let's just admire our work one more time. Gosh, I feel good about that. All right, that's it for this tutorial. You should do the same with your class. In your exercise 4, you should be able to do that in a really short time. And I'm going to say bye until next time. Bye bye.